Hello, everyone. I'm getting ready to tell the craziest story of my life. It all revolves around the man right here at this bench, Kyle Trusty. His his legacy is long lived. The man, the myth, the legend. He had a lot of friends around here who cared deeply for him, and from what I understand, I never got to meet him, but from what I understand, he was just a giant, lovable soul that just cared for everybody and just was just a really great human, loving and caring. This is also his mom's bench as well. When she passed away, they dedicated it to her as well. But he passed away years and years ago. Um, my other half years ago, he was her brother. Um, and they were just as tight as it could be. They weren't necessarily brother and sister by blood, but they were as close could be. They were like family, and so he unfortunately passed away. And yeah, this bench is dedicated to him. And they passed away when he was younger. Um, I think everybody was in the 20s, so it was real hard on all these kids to lose him. So, like I said, he left a big hole in everybody's hearts. But yeah, this is his bench right down here, and this is going to be the main story and focus of this story here. That's all about him. And so I am down here. They're at the park, so there are people and stuff. So please bear with me for any cars and stuff you might hear in the background. I'm doing the best I can. I may have to cut out and edit some stuff here, but I'll do the best I can to tell the story. It's really intense, really crazy. So, like I said, me and my other half at the time, we decided to go down to a heavy metal concert in Florida, and we went and we got to see one of our favorite bands, Perfect Circle. We got to get up front row, and it was just amazing. And I remember the guitarist coming out and throwing a bunch of picks out into the crowd, and I went to pick up one of the picks, and right when I went to pick it up, a girl stepped on my foot and stepped on top of the pick, and I looked up at her and I was like, I guess I'll give it to you. Just pick your foot up. I'll let you have it. And everybody was like hovering around it, ready to grab it. And she was like, really? And I was like, I'll do it. So she took her foot up, and I picked it up, and I gave it to her, and I was like, here you go. And I was so sad. And, and I turned around, and my other half, she had a drumstick in her hand. So the drummer came up and gave her the drumstick when I was messing with the pick. So we were both like, oh, this is crazy. And it was awesome. And so we went, and we just went on down to like the Florida Keys, and we cruised around. We just would throw a mattress in the back of this little Toyota Highlander we had, and just cruising that and live out of the back of that. And that's how we took vacations, super cheap, lived out of cooler and stuff. But hey, it was ballers on budgets, and we made it work. So we ended up going to Miami, and went to Miami and wanted to go swimming in the ocean and spend some time on the beach. So we got there in the morning, and we're like, wow, this is awesome, and went out swimming. And when we got done swimming, she came back in, and we sat down, had our towels and stuff, and she went to reach around her neck, and around her necklace, she wore her necklace. She had a hemp necklace with a glass piece on it. Beautiful, beautiful glass piece in the middle. It was so beautiful. And so she realized it was gone, and it was her brother's, and that was Kyle's. This was Kyle right here. It was his centerpiece, his glass piece, and his necklace that he wore every day. It was his most prized possession, and when he passed away, she got it, and it became her most prized possession, and she never let it go out of her sight ever. She wore it everywhere she went, and it was just the thing that meant most to her in the world more than anything. And so at this point, she was obviously just devastated. Her whole heart was broken, and I mean, she just sobbed for a long time, and I tried to console her, but I'm always a positive person, and I never give up, and I always try to think about ways to figure out solutions, and I never give up. I'm stupid like that. I'm just so stupid, hard-headed, determined. And so I told her, I was like, well, let's try and just go up and down the beach, and maybe we'll talk to people, and maybe it'll wash up and somebody will find it. And so my plan is to hit all the lifeguard towers, and then let all the lifeguards know we were looking for a necklace, and then go to every person on the beach in Miami and be like, hey guys, we're looking for a necklace. If you find it, please take it to the lifeguards up there. And so that was my master plan. And I'm like, this is going to work because it'll wash up, get in seaweed. Somebody will find it, and this is going to work. So here I am going through all the strangers in Miami and asking every single one of them if they find a necklace to please turn it into these lifeguards and stuff. And so we go up and down the beach, and I bet we go up and down the beach 30 times. And I mean, we just for miles each way, or a mile each way, you know. I mean, we walk that beach so much, and every time we'd ask the lifeguards, "Hey, you found it? Hey, you found it?" And there's this, I mean, the guard closest was, we hit him the most, obviously, and he'd always be like, "No," and he just, you know, I mean, he knew we were crazy, and he couldn't find it because that's, I mean, it's the ocean, you know what I mean? It's the whole entire ocean. So we did that for hours, and then there was a communication breakdown at some point because we started to get sunburnt, and I tried to talk to somebody that I didn't speak English, or they didn't speak English, and I didn't speak what they were speaking. I only speak English, but so there was a communication breakdown. I thought it was suntan, or sun lotion, you know, sunscreen, but instead it was suntan lotion, which made you burn. And so we got super cooked and we're super burnt because we thought it was suntan lotion, and there was, just like I said, a sunscreen instead of suntan lotion. Anyways, we got cooked. And so at that point she was done. She was so sad and heartbroken, and we were tired and burnt and just exhausted. So we went to the parking garage and went into our little Toyota Highlander and took a nap for probably 3 or 4 hours. And yeah, it was hard, but we woke back up, and I was like, all right, let's go down to the beach one more time. And she was like, don't even mention the necklace. I don't want to go down there. I just want to leave. Let's go. I don't want to ever go back to that beach again. I'm like, we came all the way out here to go to the beach. We didn't even get to enjoy it. Please, let's just go down and check it out. And I finally talked her into it, but I could not even say the word necklace. I was banned from saying such. So I was like, okay, cool. And of course, I'm stupid and stubborn, and in my whole back of my head, I'm like, oh, maybe we'll hit the lifeguard, or maybe we'll find somebody, or maybe we'll see it washed up in seaweed or something. So we go, and we were sitting at a certain spot on the beach before, and so I went down the beach the way the tide was going, about I don't know, a couple hundred yards, maybe even about a quarter mile probably, down the beach, and we were sitting there. And so I'm thinking the whole time, I was like, man, maybe it's still in the water. And I know there's no shot, you know what I mean? And I got buddies that arrowhead hunt and stuff, and there's like if there's a spot in the river where it moves, that's where the arrowheads go, and there's just a tiny little spot in the beach. So that's kind of where I tried to set up, just roughly in that spot. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, right. And so we're sitting there, and we're looking out, and I'm like, well, you want to go in the water and go swimming? And she's like, I don't know, not really, but I guess. And so we were getting ready to go swimming, and all of a sudden this homeless guy comes up and sits, 2 feet away from us, and there's a whole entire beach of openness. And at this point, there wasn't that many people there. I mean, there was a bunch of room everywhere where he could have sat anywhere near, besides right next to us, right in our bubble. He was in our bubble, and he sits down, and he has just a notebook, and page after page in this notebook is just circles, and he's just drawing circles with his pen. And he sits down and he's just drawing circles like a spiral, nonstop, and he flip the page and go to another page, flip the page and go to another page, and he just a whole page of this. Or a whole notebook of this. And so we sit there and we're like, well, this is different. And I'm like, well, do you want to move a little bit? And she was like, yeah, let's move. And so we go down the beach, and we go down the beach probably 50 yards and get away from him. And I'm like, all right, well, let's go for a swim. And she's like, okay. And so we're swimming, and I'm stupid, man, and I'm determined, and I'm never giving up, and I'm feeling around with my feet, and we're talking, and I'm feeling, I'm like, man, that feels weird as shit. And I bend down, and I pull up, and I shit you not, this is what I pulled up. And it still, to this day, sends shivers down my spine that I found this after being in the bottom of the ocean. This was in the bottom of the ocean. I'm not kidding you. I promise, I swear my life on everything, that this is 100% true. That this was in the bottom of the ocean for probably 7 hours. And I found it with my feet and pulled it out of the water. And it's truly the most insane thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And I don't have any way to explain it. I personally don't believe in God. I don't know what's out there. I don't know what's going on. But I do know that Kyle had to have been with me somehow that day. I don't know. There's no other way to explain it. Look at that beautiful piece. I mean, that thing is so cool. Pictures don't do it justice. Oh, there it is. It got a little bit. Hold on, maybe. Yeah, but it is beautiful. And yeah, he was with us somehow that day. I don't know what works the universe. I don't know. I just question everything, and I know one thing's for sure is that the energy connects us all, and his energy helped me out somehow that day. I don't know what it was, but it's just a positive story of just hope and perseverance and never giving up. And so just whenever life has you beat, and whenever you think it's just as bad as it can possibly get, don't give up, because you never know what can happen. You never know. I mean, like I said, that necklace was in the bottom of the ocean for 5 to 7 hours and was a quarter mile away from where we lost it, and we found it. So it's just that it can be that way with anything in life, whether it's the necklace or whether it's whatever you're going through. Don't give up, and just persevere, and just keep on pushing no matter what it is. But yeah, that was Kyle Trusty. This is his bench right here down here. It's the very last one before you go walking on the spring trail. And it overlooks a castle up there. It's really cool. You can hike up this trail. There's a bunch of steps. Be prepared if you're going to hike them steps. But it's just, you can come down here and pay your respects to the man. He was a good man, and his mom was an absolute sweetheart as well. She was just such a good person. She's, what made him. So they're two beautiful people, and this is their bench and their spot. So if you ever get a chance, come on down here and maybe get some of his energy or whatever, But yeah, thank you guys. Love y'all, and y'all have a good one. Thanks for hearing my story.